Only 3 rounds left in the PWR season and you can throw a blanket over the top 5 teams in the league. As the chances to book your place in the semi-finals dwindle, the pressure ramps up in round 16. We start on Saturday at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, as the struggling Tigers face table-toppers Gloucester Hartpury, who could finish the weekend with a confirmed semi-final place. Bristol Bears suffered a shock defeat in Ealing last weekend, denting their hopes of sneaking into the top 4. They'll need to bounce back against the Lightning side high on confidence after a comprehensive victory last weekend. 3 of Trailfinders' 4 wins this season have come at home. Making the short trip across London to face them were Saracens, hoping to keep pace with Quins and Gloucester Hartpury in the race for a home semi-final. Exeter and the league were stunned when the Chiefs lost to bottom club Sale Sharks last week. Top 4 rivals Quins were unable to capitalise on their slip, losing to Saracens in a fiercely contested London derby. Both sides look to bounce back down at Sandy Park. Our weekend began with a tough assignment for Leicester Tigers at Mattioli Woods, Welford Road, a week after a heavy defeat by Lightning in the East Midlands derby. They entertained Gloucester Hartpury and held firm for the first 13 minutes, but the defending champions finally made their possession count. Scrum half Meg Davies sniping around the back of a maul to dive over, the perfect way to mark her first start of the season. And the visitors scored again not long after. Gloucester Hartpury camped on the line once more, and with players lining up to score, it was flanker Carmen Castellucci who cantered in unchallenged. For the next 20 minutes, the Tigers enjoyed their best spell of the game, but Gloucester defended superbly and scored again on the stroke of half-time. A penalty try awarded after Leicester dragged down a maul. Tigers lock Eva Donaldson was sin-binned, and the Circus led 19-0 at the break. At that stage, the home side were in danger of being overrun, but the second half could hardly have started better for Tigers. Fullback Claire Gallagher running almost the length of the pitch to score before converting her own try. But before the Tigers' fight back could gather further momentum, Gloucester Hartpury struck again. A slick move by the backs to find space out wide for centre Hannah Jones to cross unopposed and secure the try bonus point. With both teams making changes, the rhythm of the game was interrupted, but the visitors scored their 5th try after an hour. More forward power on show as replacement prop Catherine Buggy reached for the line. And one more score settled the outcome. Gloucester Hartpury mauling over the line for their 5th different try scorer, replacement hooker Gillian Bogue to touch down. A 7th straight win for the league leaders, and the 5th game running where they've collected the bonus point. Final score, Leicester Tigers 7, Gloucester Hartpury 38. Next we head to Shaftesbury Park. After their extremely narrow defeat at Trailfinders the week before, Bristol needed to bounce back against Loughborough Lightning. The Bears made the better start without putting points on the board, and they were caught out in the 26th minute. Helena Rowland's perfect grubber kick finished off by Chrissy Scurfield. And it wasn't long before Lightning extended their lead. A line out gathered by Daisy Hibbert-Jones, and the drive was finished by hooker Catherine Tredder. At that point, the Bears were up against it, but by half-time they were back level. First, an impressive offload by Hannah Botterman was finished at pace by Welsh scrum half Kira Bevan. And then, just before the interval, it was 12-all, as the PWR's leading scorer Millie David added to her tally with a try in the corner, her 16th of the season. There was no let-up in the action when the match resumed, and it took just 3 minutes for Lightning to restore their lead. A slick move involving Carmela Morale and Emily Scarrett, setting up Scurfield for her 14th try in 12 Lightning games. The next score took more than 20 minutes to arrive, and when it did, it gave Lightning the try bonus point. Another impressive maul finished by replacement hooker Elise Martin for her first try for the club. And she was involved again in the try that all but sealed the visitors' victory. Martin's delivery over the back of a line-out, claimed at pace by Alev Kelter, who swerved her way over. Lightning now led by 19 points, but Bristol hit back in the closing minutes. First, Lark Atkin-Davis charged over the line after a line-out drive to score against her former club. And the Bears improved the scoreline further in stunning fashion when Renika Bonner sprinted home from inside her own half. That gave them the try bonus point, and when they rewarded a penalty in the last minute of the game, Bristol had the chance to pick up the losing bonus too. But Bevan pushed the kick wide of the posts to complete a disappointing afternoon for the Bears as they slipped to a second successive defeat to put another dent in their playoff challenge. For Lightning, it was a fourth win in 6 games, and they surely won't want the season to end. Final score, Bristol Bears 22, Loughborough Lightning 31. Trailfinders' 1-point win over Bristol in round 15 was one of the season's standout results so far. A week later they hosted Saracens, and the home side made a predictably confident start, prop Rory Wood crashing over just 3 minutes in. Sarries weren't short of self-belief themselves after inflicting Harlequins' first league defeat since October the week before, and they soon hit back in similar fashion. After a series of strong carries, it was flanker May Campbell who squeezed over the line. But after a strong first quarter from both packs, Trailfinders' backline delivered the game's next score. A superb looping pass from fullback Chloe Rolly, leaving Rosie Inman with the simplest of finishes, and the home side led again. Back came Sarries, setting up camp on the Trailfinders' line once more, until Poppy Cleal found a way through. After a successful conversion, the visitors led 14-12 at the break. The second half began in similar fashion to the first, with the home side on top, but they were caught out when Cleal superbly charged down a kick and offloaded to flanker Georgia Evans. No stopping her burst for the line, and Saracens had extended their lead. Trailfinders certainly weren't out of it, and the next 20 minutes saw both teams create chances, but it was the Saracens' defence that cracked. The hosts breaking into the 22 before spreading the ball out wide, where replacement centre Jess Cooksey produced a wonderful one-handed finish in the corner. That cut the Sarries' lead to just 2 points, but they had the answer in the closing stages. A series of pick and goes edged them within range before Campbell rolled the ball onto the line for her second try and her team's fourth for the try bonus point. If that score secured the win, Sarries didn't stop there. With the clock already in the red, one more superb line-out drive with the backs joining in carried Campbell over the line to complete her hat-trick. Another win on the road to tighten their grip on a playoff place. Yeah! Final score, Trailfinders 17, Saracens 31. Our final game takes us to Sandy Park and a meeting of 2 playoff contenders both looking to bounce back. After the shock of last week's defeat by Sale, Exeter Chiefs entertained Harlequins, whose 10-match winning streak had been ended by Saracens. Commentary comes from Claire Thomas.
And look at the numbers they have amassed down this touchline. Deutsch had support to her outside in the form of McDonald, but didn't give it. She carries instead. Picking and going is Rachel Johnson, who's been very well wrapped up by the towering figure of Caitlin Leaney. But where there is hope, there is a way. And Rogers is over for her 8th of the season. McGovern just about floats that one back into the pocket, but it's gathered by Maddie Grant, who might be wearing 6 but has jet shoes in her heels. Buchanan will streak across the Devonian turf, but to no avail, because Maddie Grant is back row ambrosia, and you won't catch her from anywhere. wide they go. Neumann flies up. Deutsch back in field, diving over. Pack has not yet been told to use it, but she decides to get a wriggle on anyway. Tuima in at first receiver. Kildun over the top. Neumann has it on a plate, and the easiest glide in she will have all season. One final crack, and McDonald finds Tessier, who had quite the room there, to accelerate onto the ball, finding McDonald again. The 1-2 is sumptuous. Switching the point of attack is Packer, and off cleaves Ellie Kildun. Packer heads skyward, and Tessier, who's had such an impact since arriving. Tackle there by McGovern, potentially off the ball. Pena kicks it onwards, dots it down. Oh my words! The former Barcelona flyer has bagged a bonus point for Harlequins for the lead. Ella Cromack misses from the tee.
Still playing advantage.
Robinson picks out Deutsch to McGovern, to Claudia McDonald! Exeter hit the front, that's the bonus point. Exeter, despite the conversion drifting wide, have a 6-point lead. We've got turnover ball in the midfield. Leach thought about throwing the pass, but she's learnt her lesson there.
On her feet.
Wisdom prevails, ball skittles out, Karis Phillips is upon it. Who wants it? Kildun with the swerve, the fix. Oh my goodness me! Points, 9 tries, and there's just 1 point in it.
Look at the timer.
The backs can do nothing but watch on as the clock at last heads into the red. Back to Cromack, who sends it into the silent stands at Sandy Park. And Quins return to winning ways with their first win over Exeter in more than 4 years, and in doing so they return to the playoffs for the first time since 2022.
Yeah, it means everything. I mean, you look at the reaction after. It was a battle out there. It really did come to the final minute, and you know that's what the PWR is delivering at the moment. Every game at the moment is like that, and it needs to be seen by people because it's entertaining. It's entertaining to be part of, but to watch it, to now be part of top 4 is something that we were aiming for, and it doesn't mean that the foot's off the gas. It's just a building for a semi-final now.
Gloucester Hartpury's win at Leicester and Bristol's defeat by Lightning means the title holders are guaranteed a place in the playoffs, and Harlequins have joined them after their thrilling win over Exeter. The Circus top the table by 3 points from Quins, with Saracens still battling for a home semi-final after their victory at Trailfinders. The race for 4th continues after those defeats for the Chiefs and the Bears. And that final playoff spot could well be decided next weekend live on TNT Sports. On Saturday lunchtime at Ashton Gate, it's Bristol versus Exeter. That's one of just 2 games next weekend, both rearranged fixtures after postponements earlier in the season. The other match sees Sale Sharks take on Trailfinders. We'll bring you the best of the action in the highlight show this time next week.